So now, very different topic. Uh, we used to study it very rarely, but the questions are being asked nowadays. So there are certain models. Next slide. Risk assessment models to predict the risk of developing breast cancer in a woman over certain period of time or over lifetime. So what are those risk assessment models? Next slide. Okay. So first thing is that these models, they only are just for estimating the risk of developing. It does not clearly say that who will or who will not develop a breast cancer. It's just a risk estimation. It may be false. It may follow that or it may not follow that. But the importance, the significance for estimating those risks are that there are three things: chemo prevention, genetic counseling, and MRI for surveillance. These three things actually we need to do for those high risk patients. So we have to decide whether which patient will qualify to receive this kind of management for being a high risk patient for developing breast cancer. So we need certain objective criteria like algorithm or some computer aided model like that. So for this, these certain models have been devised. Let's see. We will have only two slides, but all the information will be there in those two slides. Next slide. So the names are Gale model, Klaus model, Tyler-Cuzick model, BR-Koprev model, Boadicea model, and BCSC model. Just remember the name. Gale model estimate lifetime risk as well as risk of developing breast cancer over next 5 years. Klaus model estimate lifetime risk. Tyler-Cuzick model is the most cumbersome, most complex model. It estimate life risk as well as likelihood of developing breast cancer in 10 years, next 10 years. So Gale model and Tyler-Cuzick model differ in one aspect, that it estimate risk for next 5 years, whereas Tyler-Cuzick estimate risk for next 10 years. Both of them estimate risk for lifetime. Along with that, Tyler-Cuzick model also estimate risk of carrying BRCA1 and BRCA2 mutation. BR-Capro and Boadicea model, actually they both are familial-based model and they both calculate probability of carrying BRCA1 and BRCA2 mutation and other generation. BCSC also calculate 5-year risk of developing invasive breast carcinoma. So Gale model and BCSC both calculate 5-year risk. Now the next slide that will be coming on your screen, just follow the way I will be telling about those slides, because otherwise you have to remember a lot of information. Just follow that particular way. Next slide. Wait. Okay. So there are two columns. The right column is for those model which are useful for the women who had very strong family history. Okay, and the left side column is for those who don't have very strong history, and those models are not applicable for them, are not good enough for those patients. Okay, so first we will see the right column. Next slide. At the extreme of those model, next, which are utilized for the female with a strong family history are BR-Capro and Boadicea model. In both the model, you will see exclusively there are the points which are related to the family history. Even the last three one, bilateral breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and male breast cancer. These three important points are also included only in these two models. Okay. So these are at the right extreme, with exclusively only with the family history. Next, both this model estimate risk for invasive cancer only, not for in situ. Okay, and as you know, the models we are using for chemo prevention to decide whether MRI surveillance is required or genetic counseling is required or not. So being a family-based model, MRI surveillance and genetic counseling recommend करने के लिए this model is very good. But the last chemo prevention, this is not good. On the left side, just forget the middle one. On the left extreme, the right extreme, we have seen there are Boadicea and BR-Kopro that are using exclusively who are using the family history for the estimation. On the left side, there's a Gale model, which is only using one family history, that is first degree relative. And other than that, It is using age of hormonal factor like age of the person, age at menarche, age at first live birth, and some breast biopsies. Okay, criteria. So uh, it estimate risk of invasive only, not in situ. But you have to remember that this is a modified Gale model. The previous original Gale model actually has certain other criteria because of which it could estimate the risk in situ carcinomas also. So remember, original model is for both invasive and in situ, whereas the modified one is only for invasive. Okay, so now as we can see that this model is not taking family history into much of the family history into account, Gale model. So if we come to this significance of doing the risk assessment model like MRI surveillance, genetic counseling, chemo prevention, so it only is useful in chemo prevention. Since it's not using a family history, so MRI surveillance and genetic counseling, it cannot be applied. Only useful for chemo prevention. Okay, it is the best model for the chemo prevention. Now come to the second one. On the right extreme, there was exclusively family-based. So adjacent to it is Tyrer-Cuzick model. It utilizes not only the strong family history like the Boadicea and BR-Capro, but it also utilizes many other factors, hormonal factor, demographic factors, even the benign breast pathologies. Okay, so it is the most cumbersome and complex model, Tyrer-Cuzick. It estimates the risk for both invasive and DCIS. So other than the original Gale model, this is the only model that estimate risk for in situ carcinoma also. Okay, so now that it has all the criteria, so it is good for MRI surveillance estimation, for finding the female who are eligible for MRI surveillance, as well as genetic counseling, as well as chemo prevention. So this is the only model which can estimate, which can be useful for all these three things. Okay. Now the Claus model, which is a better version of Gale model, in the fact that the family history is improved. Like in the Gale model, we have only taken first degree relative. In the Claus model, we have taken first degree as well as second degree relative also. But the important thing is, both in Gale model and in Claus model, we have only taken the breast cancer history. There is no ovarian cancer history. Okay, but this point is also important, but still Claus model is better than the Gale model, and so it can be used for the identifying the patient for the MRI surveillance and the genetic counseling, and it is not good for the chemo prevention, for deciding the chemo prevention. Okay, so now all the 5 model is in front of us, except Tyrer-Cuzick in present form. No other model estimate risk in situ carcinoma. Only Tyrer-Cuzick does so. Okay. Now, other than the BR-Capro, Boadicea, and Tyrer-Cuzick, these three have the strong family history criteria. But as you can see in the BR-Capro and Boadicea, they are bilateral ovarian and male cancer. In Tyrer-Cuzick, there is only bilateral ovarian. Male cancer is not a criteria. Okay. Next slide. Next. Okay. So Gale model we know, and underestimate risk in the women with strong family. You see, just the revision from the main slide. We are just doing the revision. Okay. It only first degree relative and doesn't include ovarian cancer history. Okay. So this is a shortcoming. Modified Gale model doesn't predict risk for DCIS, but the old model used to predict. It doesn't predict risk of invasive cancer in female with previous history of lobular carcinoma in situ. I just forgot to tell you, Tyrer-Cuzick is the only model which actually take into account the lobular carcinoma in situ also. Okay, so Gale model doesn't take into account this pathology, but Tyrer-Cuzick model does. So just remember this one from just tangentially, that Tyrer-Cuzick can estimate risk if the patient has a history of LCIS, but not Gale model. Women who have a Gale risk score of 1.66 or higher are at higher risk of developing breast cancer in the next 5 years. So this is a criteria for giving the chemo prevention. That we will come in the chemo prevention part also. So the Gale is the most commonly used model to identify the women eligible for chemo prevention. Next. Claus model, as we know, it has a little bit improvement over the Gale model in the form that it utilizes second degree relative also in the estimation of risk. Next. Yeah, thyroid is the most expensive, as we all know. Demographic, hormonal, detailed breast histology, even including LCIS and detailed family history. It is the only model that is used for estimate risk of cancer in a female with a history of lobular carcinoma, as I told you when we were discussing Gale model. It is a model of choice for evaluating candidacy of a woman for breast cancer screening with MRI. So all the family-based model are actually good, but among them, Tyler Cusick is the best. It can also determine eligibility of women for chemo prevention, but more cumbersome and hence Gale model is preferred. So if the question is asked that which model is used for the chemo prevention criteria, it is always the Gale model. It is the most commonly and most easy model to use. Thyroid can estimate the risk and can be used, but it is so cumbersome that nobody uses it. Okay, next. So BR Capro and Boadicea uses extensive family history, predict risk in women with known mutation or strong family history, predict chance of carrying, just revision, susceptibility gene. It is the model of choice for identifying who need to be referred for genetic counseling and screening. So we have three model of choice. First for chemo prevention, it is Gale model. Second for MRI surveillance, it is the Tyler-Cuzick model. And if you have to refer a patient for genetic counseling or screening, it is a BR-Capro or Boadicea model. Okay, next. This is just BCSC model just for the completion check. You may get a question on that also. It includes breast density as a risk factor. It is the first model that used the breast density as a risk factor. The most important point is this one only. It includes only first degree relative like Gale model, doesn't include ovarian cancer history again like Gale model, and it doesn't include any hormonal risk factor like age at menarche, age at first live birth. All these things are not included in BCSC model. It's only known because of the breast density criteria that it utilizes. Next. So again, the short revision. Model of choice for chemo prevention criteria identification is Gale model. For MRI surveillance criteria identification is Tyler-Cuzick model. For genetic counseling and screening, it is a BR-Capro or Boadicea. So next to the questions. You can unmute and you can start answering. Next. Which one?
Last option.
Yeah. Because it uses a lot of history, not only family history. Next. Least suitable. Least. Which one?
Gale.
Gale model. So all other three are actually good for because all three are based on the family history, no? One or the other. The Gale has the least family history criteria. Next. It's not a criteria for Gale model.
D.
D. Very. Next.
Gale.
Next.
Gale.
Very. Next.
Last up. D.
Very good. Next.
D.
Good. Next. It is the 10 years, not 15 years. You know? Next. RAM is risk assessment model. Okay.
C.
Right. That is right. The improvement of class over Gale is this only, no?
Yes. Last option. Last. D.
Yeah. D. It's never taken into account the ovarian cancer Gale model, whether old or modified. Right. Next.
C.
Good. Very good.
C.
C. Very good. Next.
Taylor-Cusick.
Okay, next. All are correct.
All are correct. None of the above.
None of the above. Next.
B. C.
C. Page density is only in which model? BCSC model.
BCSC.
Right? Okay. Next.
Taylor-Cusick.
Taylor-Cusick.
Right.